Did it run? Was I gone for
Oh
5 days?
shit! We're alive, folks. You know.
Dream Master Tom, peak form.
Hi, that's me. I'm
Can
the
people
Hi.
see
Tom.
us?
They
We're
can now,
alive.
yes.
Hello.
Hi.
What's
Hello,
up?
¿cómo
We're
estás? I don't know.
Hello.
That's all I know.
What's up? We're here.
Hi.
Thanks.
And I'm sorry, David, but welcome to Unnatural Rockos, our D&D
Plus.
and other role-playing games, roleplay, streaming games sessions.
More to come. Yeah.
More to come. There's always more to come.
Yep.
Thank you. So, yeah,
Anyway.
we're back. It's Monday. It's Dreams
Later
of the
than usual.
Brave. And there will be more to arrive. But yeah, here we are. And why don't you take it away, David?
Okay. Yeah. Dreams of the Brave, back again, better than ever. If what you saw last time was something you came here for, I apologize. I'm not half crazy from exhaustion and drunk. So it'll be a little different. Well, that was the other half crazy. I was 100% crazy. You know, people have told me that, and I gotta say, I am disturbed by that realization of myself.
Are we not gonna get any more dabbing David?
Thank you. I was gonna.
I will always dab. Sober David is not afraid to embarrass himself, but
I love you, Sober David.
But yeah, no. So yeah, welcome back. Last time in Dreams of the Brave, our group of adventurers, these young folks who just need to find a new home because the environment is too harsh for them to live where they used to live.
And they kicked us out.
Yep, they kicked them out. They can't feed your asses no more. Go get your own food. But yeah, so on your quest to kind of find these things, find a safe place for you to live, investigating what's maybe close to home for most of you, as you're all from the mining town of Onyx, you decided to investigate an old dwarven mine. Looking into it, you found they were mining some kind of metal you weren't familiar with. It was brittle, even in its refined state. And you found that ingesting it, because people decided to do lick tests, gave you kind of psychic powers for a short period of time. I gotta say, I wrote that ahead of time. I was so surprised anyone figured it out.
Look, this is what happens when you have a goblin that's willing to lick things.
It's the power of goblins and 3-year-olds, one of the two.
I really did not think you guys would be like, what if we eat the metal? But you did.
Underestimate.
Look, you give us something, we'll vor it.
We're basically students. We'll eat most things.
Obviously, I signaled this in some fashion I'm not aware of. But yeah.
In my defense, I had been playing Andromeda quite a lot, and you have a crew member that performs the lick test and almost dies. So I had been thinking about it.
It's a good test, but anyways, yeah.
Licking
so
is good,
you found this metal. Gives you psychic powers if you eat it, and it was being smelted down into very small ingots, about the size of a candy bar. And kind of led to kind of a question of like, what the hell are they using this for? And so you decided to investigate the office of this place. You had a fight along the way, security guard, a zombie, and just a regular dwarven zombie, and their dwarven full plate and whatnot. And then managed to get to the office where you found a bunch of dwarven zombies shredding documents. You stop them. You beat them all. It's a little bit difficult as these cybernetic dwarven zombies regenerate. And spent some time. Several of you went through the paperwork to kind of figure out what was going on here. A few others took a short rest. And you discovered that what this material was used for was you've previously come across these small figurines. You've identified them, they're magical, and they hold within them a memory. And this mine and then the sort of manufacturing facility around it produced these figurines. You then discovered paperwork that indicated that there was something else going on in this facility, that one of the buildings had been commandeered by the government previous to the end of the catastrophe wars, so about 3,000 years ago. And yeah, that's... We left off. You had figured these things out, and you looked out the windows to see that the courtyard of this mining facility was filled with dwarven zombies, cybernetic zombies, and I don't remember who, but at least one of you saw above one of the buildings a bird frozen in flight.
Was that Mac or Riz?
I feel like I saw it, but I don't know.
My passive perception is pretty good. It might have been Lay as well.
Yeah.
I think a couple of people.
It might have been Lay. Lay has the highest passive perception.
Yeah.
It's past.
So we'll go with Lay.
Would they be wise?
And yeah. So people were talking about doing hunkering down for a long rest. Is that something people want to do?
I think we
Yeah, I
should
don't have enough spell
Okay.
slots
Well,
to really be effective.
barricade in.
You
If
guys
we
are
don't-
pretty okay. So let me get you the facility map.
I should go to roll 20, shouldn't I?
There's
Yes.
no labels, and I drew it myself. So
Excited.
Fuck yes.
Maps.
Map.
My favorite.
Color coded, that helps.
I
That's
love
great.
maps.
Ooh.
Please
I
load.
have
I
a
want to see
key
this map.
down in the bottom left-hand corner.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ground floor.
Nice.
That's brilliant. Thanks, David.
And you guys are on ground floor +1.
Oh, yeah.
This
Which building?
building.
Okay.
So you guys people can get to you.
No, they can't.
Theoretically, but one of the main ways to you over here is how this is this red walkway on the exterior of one of the buildings here is how you got up here.
And that's the one that's
And
broken.
if you remember correctly, some bears collapsed the corner.
Out
In a
of nowhere,
perfect
bears.
preemptive strategy, Lay somehow knew we would need it to be secure.
Yeah, that happened on purpose.
Yeah.
Mac enjoyed every piece of this plan.
Look, if something happens, it's most likely bears.
Embarrassing.
Anyway.
This is a new sort of barrier.
I will
Unbearable.
forever back Stephen Colbert.
I'll
Just bear
explain
with
Bears
us,
it
are the
now,
enemy.
Just
Bears, America.
full 180.
All right.
Yeah, let's put
Yeah.
a pause on this, okay?
Oh my lord.
Timothy.
Lord Jaffe, save me.
Yes, David.
You guys,
Please. David, save us, yes.
you guys are in this office. The zombies. So this blue building is actually above you, so you can pretty easily see under it. And so that's kind of the courtyard you're talking about here. It seems that they want a lot of space to like looking at it, like seeing how it would have worked in its heyday. You see that there would have been like a lot of machinery and whatnot that needed to get in and out, so they needed large spaces to move things. And so, yeah, most of the looking at the facility, you can get from any building to another building without ever stepping on
Cool.
solid earth.
Well, that's good to know.
So is the office that we are in enclosed except for this one entrance, David?
Yes, there's only one way in. There's windows. So let's get you back to the office.
I'll look in the camera for you.
Like I said, I didn't draw this myself, so or I did draw the other one. Oh wait, no, that's oh yeah, there it goes. So this is kind of the office you're in.
You're drawn to it.
Yeah. Here's your door. You got a window over here. Wait, did I? Yeah, I put you guys on it. Thank God. Okay. I thought for a second I just switched my screen.
No, you're
Hey, David, is Larry
Mhm.
conscious?
Oh,
God, I hope so.
I
yes.
think we got him up.
He was unconscious during the fight. I don't think we addressed it, but I assume you guys didn't let Larry die.
I believe Marius went to no.
I
Either Marius
think-
or Elias went to heal
Yeah,
him
I
at the end.
believe I used.
Oh yeah,
Spirit
No,
he got
Simon.
spared. He got
Oh.
spared the dying.
Yeah,
He got
because
spared
he
the dying.
wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't
Simon?
heal him per se, but I just prevented him from dying because I was like, I maybe need spell slots.
Stabilized.
He got spared the dying. A short rest is enough for him to regain consciousness.
Good.
Which we had.
Yeah, his
Damn.
natural state is to regain consciousness because he's just resting. So
I preferred that to the alternative.
After the short rest, I'm at full hit points and no tricks left, but in fine shape.
Yeah, but I think
Ah.
I think having a long rest is probably for the best. We were talking about it anyway. The short rest was more if something goes down while we're trying to have a long rest.
Yeah, right.
okay,
So-
so yeah, you guys spend an hour to make sure everyone has a short rest, and yeah, the undead dwarfs, they're not really doing anything.
We did take
So-
out their soul stones. Oh, the ones in the courtyard. Sorry.
The
It is.
ones in the corridor. Yes, Tom.
Are there any steel beams that are holding these buildings up, or
Yes.
are they doing anything to them?
No.
Okay, cool.
So the building you're in. So now that we've kind of gone back to this one, you guys are in an office. You know.
Office with one way in and a couple of windows. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nothing
top
crazy.
left.
Well, and so the other thing on it is, while we're here, you got one way in. Yeah, no, let's go back to the other way. So the
Did you move?
I
move
moved.
us.
I'm moving you guys. Yeah.
Okay.
So the door is down here.
Yeah, onto that walkway.
So your windows are over here, and over here.
Okay, 3 windows.
There's this walkway is inaccessible. You have 2 others, but you can see them pretty easily from the windows.
Okay.
Is the building above us connected to our building.
The blue?
Yep.
It's not connected directly to the building, but this walkway here is stairs leading down to the roof of the building your building is on top.
I mean
And that's
the
what the
turquoise
outline is?
the one above us.
Hmm? I'm sorry,
The-
what?
Go ahead, Tom.
I meant the turquoise building, the one above us.
Oh, that's actually
It's
the
below.
turquoise is ground. Red is above turquoise.
So our little red office and the red
Ah,
walkways are
sorry.
connected on top of the roof of the ground floor building that's turquoise below us.
I'm dumb, sorry.
David, does the red walkway to no, I mean it's a confusing thing. Does the red walkway over there connect
Okay.
directly to the roof below with stairs? Yeah, that guy. What's going on right here?
Okay, so yeah, basically you walk out onto the roof and you can get to this walkway.
Okay.
And then-
Same with this is just stairs that leads to a building that's above you. This guy.
And is there a way down from this office onto this turquoise ground floor roof here?
Yeah, you can just walk out the front door.
Okay.
David,
Well, all right.
to clarify, what building is the frozen bird above?
That is going to be this building over here.
Okay.
My God, that's a good question.
Can we get a little marker on there? Oh wait, I've got this beast. Can I just use this token here? No, I cannot. Thank you.
Well, I have a computer.
It's all right. It's just
Or
so we've
days
got.
that aren't Sundays.
It's more just a visual of where it is. Doesn't have to be a neat one.
Computer, why you gotta do me like this? I was bragging you up.
I will be right back to excuse me.
Image. Bird. Weirdly enough, search and roll 20. For bird, I got nothing.
It's
Really?
a very rare
Maybe
creature.
try a type of bird.
Yeah.
Like an eagle or a falcon or a sparrow. I doubt they'll have sparrows.
Those are the only 3 types of birds.
Okay.
That's it. Well, those are
After I Google searched an image of a bird, I came back and it gave me images of birds.
Just put a picture there of my face. It's a very specific German joke.
Put a bird on it. Ugh. Man, people are so good with memes. You guys.
So ice means just a type of bird?
Okay, if we're dissecting my last name, it is the German word for kingfisher.
Ah.
So technically, literally translated, it's ice bird, because that's
Oh.
apparently, you know.
Wait,
I had an inkling, I just wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a
Okay.
German spelling, but the Dutch pronunciation.
I'm gonna make
Mhm.
it bigger so it's easier to see. But this is not the actual size of the bird. Everyone understand.
Such a big bird, oh my
Giant bird.
It's so
David, is that the
pretty.
size of the actual bird?
god.
Man, that bird rocks if it's that big. I hate myself for that joke.
Bless
Birds.
you. Bless you.
Birds exist that are that big in my world, but not this one.
Look, sometimes you just gotta wing it.
My world, and they do exist.
Yeah. Birds are cool because they're dinosaurs, and dinosaurs are cool. So.
Can confirm.
You hear that, Quinn?
David, I
Anyway.
want to
The
see some
longer it goes, the more
dinosaurs.
it turns into dinosaurs or birds, and birds are cool.
Hey, you're seeing one right now. It's frozen in midair. It's got feathers. It's
So
blue.
cool.
I'm having less of a "it's cool" reaction, more of a "oh no, that's kind of terrifying" in a way.
Time bubble.
Oh, hey Zork, that's it.
Mm.
Yep.
So, yeah, you guys are here. So you guys can get over to this building pretty easily.
Still, long rest first.
Yeah,
But we
okay.
are taking that long rest, right?
Yes, long
Yeah.
rest
Yes.
first.
I really do hope so. Yeah.
So
What time of
you
day is it?
guys, it's getting
Sleepy time.
pretty late. You guys got here kind of like late afternoon, if I'm remembering correctly.
Wasn't it pushing
And
like 8 or 9 or something last
yeah,
time?
you guys have spent a serious amount of time here, so it's a reasonable time to go to bed.
I-
Um,
Take second
I will take
watch.
first watch.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Oh,
have a
real
watch
quick.
order
I'll
pin.
be-
We have a watch order pinned somewhere
Ah.
because this was after we spent a lot of time figuring out what it was.
Also, real quick, Simon, if you could DM me your save bonuses for saving throws.
It's
I have
not pinned in
everyone's
that
but
chat.
yours.
It might be in Ice Town.
Yeah. Can somebody check the? Thank you.
It's not there.
Oh, thank you. No, Sarah's just put it in this chat. Then
Ah.
I will pin that. That looks right, so I will pin that.
Okay.
Oh, some third. Okay. With Mac.
Someone.
Hold me.
Going into watch.
Oh.
Before it starts, Larry is going to approach you, Mac.
Hey, little guy.
So, I was kind of wondering, would you be okay, not like on a permanent basis or anything, but just like just only for tonight, if you're okay with that, just for tonight. I kind of wanted to talk to Gertie about something one-on-one. Would you be okay with switching?
Yeah, you're
Shifting
supposed to be
also.
on. You're supposed to be on first watch.
Yeah, would you be okay
Yeah,
with?
I'll swap you. That's fine.
Okay, thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he just walks off.
I just eyeball him. Like, I don't know what's up with that. Maybe he's got a thing for Gertie.
I mean, he's valid. Have you seen that art of Gertie that Mel did?
It's very good.
It's very,
Very
good.
good.
Very good.
It's like
Listen, y'all
so
give
As
me
always,
great references and hot people to draw.
I'm always gonna love it. I grew up with everyone only ever drawing anime, and so as
Is
much
that
as I love
anime?
anime, no, it's not. That's my
No,
whole
I
point.
know. I know.
Is
It's
that
the butterfly. Is that anime?
it's very good. It's very realistic. I really love.
Universe, you
these
have my
characters.
saves.
No.
Thank you, sir. All right. Okay. So first watch then is
Mac and
for
Lay.
tonight only. Mac and Lay.
For one night only, catch Mac and Lay.
One night only. One night only.
When
Doing what?
Thank you.
Watching.
I feel
so
like
Lay,
that's
are
part,
you
right?
you're up because
Yeah.
you're an elf. So you're up for the first two watches, and you sleep for the next two.
Yes.
Okay.
The only thing I want to do on our watch, Lay, is be like, okay, Lay. So for some reason, Larry wanted to switch me, right? So I could be with Gertie. If you hear anything about why that might have been, let me know in the morning.
Yes, I think I can do that.
Thank you so much.
I only stab on a third day. Okay.
And
Oof.
Gertie doesn't like boys.
Does anyone else watch My Hero Academia?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I've seen like one episode. It's really cute.
Oh well, you probably haven't seen the one with Gertie's
What?
giving me some blonde shapeshifter vibes
Yes, a little bit.
with that stabbing stuff. But anyways, okay. So yeah, nothing else happens on the watch. Clearly, you guys are very like paying attention to the courtyard view, and they're not doing anything. Like something made them come up here. They're above ground. They came out of the mines. But there's just not the next step. Like, something triggered something. They know to react. Their reaction isn't complete. You just watch them just stand around, doing nothing.
Arcana and/or engineering to see if I can guess why.
You can do it on your watch. You're asleep right now.
Do you want me to roll now, or
Let's wait. We'll go by watch. We'll go through all the watches. So that's all you guys wanted to do? Your watch? First watch?
Mostly, I want to keep an eye on the other potential ingress down on the ground floor roof level. I'm less interested on what's going on than
easy
what
to
might be
do.
coming.
This is the first night you've been here, and lights are on the exterior. This place has power.
Do I see anything that looks like a transmitter of any kind?
So there are some smokestacks. And you saw them before you came in. But there are smokestacks on 3 buildings. The 2 at the bottom left. So this guy and this guy. And then the one from the building with the bird frozen. And Mac, what's your passive perception? Who else is on the watch? Lay. Okay, yeah. I'll say between the two of you, with how focused you are on that frozen bird and then also everything else that's going on, it's kind of easy not to notice it from afar. But you're noticing that there's a smokestack from the building that has the bird frozen on above it, and there's smoke coming out of it, and it takes you a while to figure it out, but your watch is long enough to kind of see that it has sort of the same thickness as the other 2 smokestacks to a point. And then it kind of is much thinner. Like there's a hard limit. And from a distance, like you could account this to wind or any number of things. But as you're so close, it's obvious to you as you're watching things that this smoke is moving. It's passing a barrier, and then it's sort of diffused.
And it's all coming from the same one building?
Just that one building that's happening. The other 2, the smokestacks, are just normal smoke. Like you're seeing movement, you're seeing a lot of stuff.
The smoke that's passing through a barrier or from ground, is it just in proper motion?
After it's out of it, yes. Looking at it, you're noticing that like there's an area that it kind of looks like the smoke is frozen in time as well.
And we're here for a few hours. Is it true frozen, or is it moving very, very, very slowly?
That's going to take an investigation check.
Yeah, can we do that from a distance? Can we do that right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
One of you can roll with advantage, or you can both roll.
Would you
let's
like to roll with advantage? I've got a 0.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll take advantage. Thank you.
No, thank you.
No. Thank you.
Just wait till
That's
you
a
roll.
16.
Hard to tell.
Ugh. Okay.
It looks like it's frozen, but there's a clear-cut barrier where it's not frozen anymore.
Okay.
And smoke's coming from that. And so it can't be exactly frozen.
Yeah, because something's still coming through.
Hmm.
And
Sure. You're not seeing, and so that's kind of this barrier. There's like a thick column of smoke, and then there's a hard line where then there's thin wisps of smoke.
so does that look like does the thin wisps of smoke look like what smoke would look like after whatever's burning's done burning for a long time? So like just the very faint hints of a remaining pillar of smoke.
Yes and no. So it's thin smoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like the thickness of the smoke, that makes sense for what you're talking about. But it's something that had been burning for a long time and kind of going out. You would expect to see like
White smoke.
you would expect to see smoke kind of like grouped together in thin you'd expect to see a few like groups of smoke kind of going
Yeah.
up, that the smoke would kind of stick together as much as it could. This is just like a diffusion of smoke, almost like smoke is going through a filter.
Okay, and then it's just puffing out in no particular.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we've been looking at the smoke, right? What I would really like Leia to check out here in terms of figuring out if there's still motion is the bird.
Okay.
It'd be a lot easier to tell if it's flapping its wings than if smoke is swirling around it.
True.
You got anything, Eli?
So this watch, nothing. You kind of come to this conclusion late in the watch.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess what I'd like to do is try to pass the information that we've gotten, Lay, on to the next watch. So
Lay's
that
on
maybe they
second
can
watch.
start.
Yeah.
Well, great. Then you can just carry it with you. Looking at it, it looks to me like there is some sort of bubble around that building that is slowing or freezing time. I think that's what we're seeing with the smoke coming out of the screen. It's thin because it's not coming out in great concentration, but the fact that it's still coming out means it still has a source. I would guess that this smokestack is just like the other ones except for the bubble, and I'm guessing the bubble is what the government wanted here. But again, that's mostly conjecture. I'm going to sleep unless you need me.
No, that was great. Yeah, that covers it pretty much.
Ask her out.
All right. Good night.
Good
Okay.
night.
Mac goes to sleep, waking Marius up.
What?
Tag.
Marius and Lay. So, Lay, you know to see if the bird moves. Are you filling Marius in on all this stuff?
Yes.
Okay. You're not pointlessly keeping secrets?
Oh,
how
I'm
nice.
Elias. I'm kind.
We're not on the CW? Are you sure?
Please.
But
We can have drama in the story that could be more interesting than us not telling each other stuff. Let's do it.
Like dying. No, let's not.
I mean,
Marius.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Marius.
I gotta get a
That's
dig in
me.
once in a while. That's my favorite part of the CW.
What's up,
is
Blake?
that all the drama is completely manufactured from the characters not telling each other anything.
I was literally thinking
the
the
DM
same
now.
thing at the same time, David.
Hmm.
Sorry,
I don't know what
guys.
Marius doesn't know what a DM is, but he's still talking over him. What's up?
So Mark and I realized that that pillar of smoke, that bird, they're kind of stuck, and we think that maybe it's stuck in time. Maybe that there's this sort of bubble, if you can see, and it's just gonna motion like around and just show Marius exactly where everything's going on. And it kind of looks like that whatever's inside is just stuck, but something's still coming out because the smoke is still coming out. So whatever's going on, it's all stuck in place. And I'm trying to figure out if the things are still moving inside and if it's visible from the outside. So if you can help me take a look at that bird, because the bird, if it's in motion, then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just worried it's just like how like illusions are a thing and you can kind of see that thing, but if you stick your face through it, it's not that thing.
Oh, so instead of a bubble of frozen time, it could be just an illusion.
Maybe. I'm just saying I've stuck my face in some illusions before and they weren't there, so maybe it's that.
You are a beautiful mind.
No one has ever said that to me before, but thank you. I appreciate it.
No one who knows how to speak English says that.
What
Because I
is
did
this
not
English?
word right. I did not word correctly. Shit. Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
I need a long rest for that.
So it's been communicated.
I am going. Oh man, can I technically cast Find Familiar while resting? Not really.
How long does it take to cast?
11 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Part of your light rest, it's gonna mean that something could happen that's not like particularly intensive that would let everyone else keep their light rest, but maybe you wouldn't get it. Like you're pushing the limits of resting.
No, I feel that, but I do think this would be helpful. So I guess I'm gonna chance it and cast it. Unfortunately for my plans, I do need him to be capable of flight. So he's just gonna be a bat again. Well, let's make him a bird because we made such a cool, like we said a lot of things about birds. Fearworld's gonna let's make him a kingfisher for fun's sake.
Hey.
I thought maybe one of the YouTube channels I watched was talking about making Tom Holland Batman, and that he would be Fruit Batman. And
very good. I've missed some steps in that sort of logic, but
no, it's adorable. It's small and it's fluffy.
I was thinking, small, cute fruit bat, but then he did a king.
Yeah, no, he's already been a bat. Next time, maybe. Yes. Okay. Actually, no. It's a good animorph form, so maybe fuck it, fluffy bat.
Okay, fruit bat is doing what? Flying into?
Yes. I'm gonna have him just out of the window, because if this doesn't work, it will waste some spell components, and I will have to cast him again. But at least we maybe know a little more. So I'm doing this.
Okay. Flies.
Just gently trying to find where the
gets
edge is.
A little over the barrier of the building, and then just stops.
Okay, can I see through its eyes?
Yeah.
Is it stopped?
You see through its eyes and you see a still picture of the building above it. Because theory of relativity dictates light will always travel at the speed of light. So you see everything, but it's frozen.
Okay. I'll snap him back if I can. It's also valuable info.
He snaps back at the end of your watch.
Okay.
Takes that long for him to
So-
snap back.
He's not snapping back right now, so this is things we've learned. There's a still image. I think we need to call Time Warner or some shit, Time Cable, whatever the fuck that American company is that everyone hates.
What's American?
It's a general term used for groupings of people that love money more than anything else.
Stop.
I wasn't the one saying it, so I don't feel as bad.
I can say it because I am it.
I can say it.
And I gotta
You
say,
can too.
because here's the thing, guys, money's pretty great. You guys, if that wasn't the take you thought I was going for, pro money, maybe you know me better than me. But anyways,
Yeah. So there's just a still image. I don't know.
So, well, I mean,
So
if-
I guess you're right. It's not an illusion, but now we know.
yeah. I mean, if your
So-
bird hasn't,
what I will say to impact the overall conversation of the night is that if it was what's your intelligence?
I've been limiting myself so much. Like I can't.
Lays is pretty good.
Yeah, mine is
Intelligence saving
8.
throw.
So
Okay.
What?
my intelligence is 8.
oh my god.
So
Why do you think Marius is like this?
I love him.
discussing so basically, Lay, before you go into your meditation, at the end of the watch,
Mm-hmm.
Marius's bat snaps back.
Okay.
And so up until then, there's a lot of discussion about, is time frozen? Because up until then, what's happening is Marius is like, I tried to snap it back, it's not working.
Mm. So there must be some kind of defragmentation or diffusion of time, considering it took that long for the bat to come back.
There's a clear difference in the rate at time moving.
Okay.
There's a difference. It's not that time is frozen. It's that there's an extreme difference.
Okay.
Because if time was frozen, the bat would hit, and theoretically, all laws of physics would stop, and there would be a black hole there. So that's not happening.
Yeah.
Maybe
good.
you don't know physics well enough to know that, but you know that anything that extreme would result in a visually extreme
Okay.
representation, and that's not happening. This is whatever is happening looks very normal.
Okay. How far away is what looks to be the edge of the sphere or bubble?
You don't totally know, because you don't know if it's a bubble.
Okay.
You have 2 points. Well, 3 points. You have a bat, you have a bird, and you have a smokestack.
Mhm. The bird would have flown a straight line from us to the bubble. So how far away is the bird?
The bat did.
The bat. Sorry, the bat.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I can reach something.
Making me decide things. It's a few hundred feet.
Yikes. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna wait until the next person wakes up before I debrief.
Okay. So
Gertie.
the next watch is Gertie, and through a change of shifts, Larry.
Uh-huh. So dramatic. Like CW
Mhm.
show.
God damn it!
So Lay, you've started your meditation, right?
Mhm.
You need to rest. You're meditating. About 30 minutes into that, Larry's going to approach you, Gertie.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I kind of want to go.
You should try blinking more. Just think
So
count to 60 and then blink.
I can't count
It's
to
going
60
to become second nature.
all the time. No, I can't. I can't always be counting to 60. That won't work.
That's Quitter's talk.
Good point. No, I kind of was wondering. Would you mind going and just inspecting these other two walkways and see if we needed to collapse them?
I thought there was just one walkway.
There's two.
Oh, there's two.
Looking at the map, there's a stairway up to the building above you.
Ah.
And then there's a walkway over to the building that has a frozen bird on it. And you guys have been briefed on the fact that this frozen stuff might not be totally frozen.
Okay. Just I'll just make sure it's locked here.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, absolutely, we should stay in view of where everyone's sleeping. I just want to check this out.
Okay.
And I think we probably shouldn't like go out by ourselves.
Well, it's just us.
Well, I mean, like me and you shouldn't split up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just make sure not to fall.
I'm
That would
not
be quite unfortunate.
I'm not too worried about it. I'm pretty
You
used
fly.
to. I mean, push comes to shove. Yeah. I try not to. It uses a lot of energy.
Good to know. Come on.
And I'll say this is about what lay you hear as they're leaving the building.
I use my lockpicks to lock the door.
Yeah, easy enough.
So they're leaving the room they're supposed to keep watching.
They're leaving the building you guys are all in.
Interesting. Great.
You heard the reason for them leaving it, that they're going to check the walkways to the roof that you're on to see if it's something they could collapse.
Okay.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay.
And as you get to the first walkway, the one that goes up to the building above you, Larry kind of goes, so the storm chasers.
Yes.
I kind of like your idea on it. It's one of those things that your plan works really well if
If
like
they do not look inside. Yes.
yeah, and we don't know if they will. And I think it's too much of a gamble, but I I do want to try. This is a group that survives in hostile environments without a government. I think it's worth it. My family has a bit of an advantage, but we're a little alone because of it.
So what you can do, your family can do.
The ones that are alive.
Oh. Okay. How many of you are there?
Oh, 15.
That's a good number. Better than just 2. Okay. Well. What we could do. First, we need information. Not on your people, on the storm changers.
Yeah.
And is it just me, or are there spotters more of a solo type of deal?
I'm not sure. Honestly, that's the experience we had with them was the first I ever had, and I was fighting off nightmares. I am protected. Okay, so to an extent, I'm protected from sort of the worst of it here. It's why my family can, I don't want to say thrive, but survive.
What happens if someone finds your body, you are out of it, and disposes of you?
I mean, if my body dies, I'm dead.
I see where lies the problem.
But the issue is, have you ever heard of color blindness?
Oh, yes.
So imagine if everyone was colorblind except you.
Mm-hmm.
The nightmares always exist. They're there.
We just don't see them.
You just don't know them.
No. Huh.
And they're trying to make themselves known, and people like you are able to protect yourselves with ignorance.
So they feed on our fear.
They don't.
No,
That's
no,
wrong.
no. Our fear allows them to contact us.
Your fear is the bridge to
That's
your
what
world.
I mean. Yeah.
I'm on both sides of it. I'm not protected. I'm not vulnerable to them, but I'm not protected from them. Anyways, that's not the point. I think that any group that could be here without help,
without protection,
whatever they have is something valuable to us. I don't know how they're here or why, but I I I think whatever they have, these people use it for evil. I think we should steal it.
like you're thinking.
Everyone else seemed to be concerned about the plan. I was and am too. I don't think we have a good
We
plan
need
yet.
more information. Yes. I have ideas. We can capture one of them. We can also take one of their take a working vehicle and use it as bait. I see that Marius has a friend can control. Maybe if we put that friend in there, we could experience their tactics.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Also,
So, okay.
it would be we would need a vehicle we can modify. We can add trapdoor or some hidden door inside it.
I, I have an idea on that. I think we should get another fire truck.
Mm-hmm.
If we did like a switch.
Okay.
If they saw things work on one, and then on the second it had hiding places.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they maybe wouldn't check.
We use the unmodified one. And then good.
Exactly. Yeah, I I understand the resource these people present. It's one we can't let get away. I don't know how to beat them, but
To
I
be
agree.
brave must be a little bit stupid.
We can't let the opportunity pass. If they leave, the information they have leaves for generations. They haven't been here in almost 100 years.
I know. The time is ticking. Need to move.
We should
as soon as possible.
Get back. Laius will notice for gone too long.
Who gives a fuck about that?
It depends. do we want? Everyone else seems to be in favor of ignoring the storm chasers.
They're afraid.
No.
They're
the
plan I presented wasn't the plan I presented wasn't foolproof. I understand their
we need the intention you have is worthwhile, and that's why I want to talk to you. But they're not wrong. The plan you presented was
lacking.
One of suicide.
Yes.
I want to take what they have. This is a resource that won't present itself again. But they're better than us. They're better equipped. They're more skilled.
You can give a sword to a monkey and it knows.
We're the monkey.
Yeah. Well, what's a sword?
We have one. That's the point.
Yes.
We have a sword. We need a plan.
We have a plan. We need more information.
We don't have a plan. Our plan is sneak in.
Sneak in? They would not expect that.
I expect that they would absolutely expect that. Every group is... I don't
then
know
we
about...
We use Marius's friend.
I don't... You and yours, you people from these settlements, you protect each other and you watch out for strangers, and that's enough. But for everyone else, if you can't leave here, the option is to steal from everyone else. And I'll tell you now, everyone else predicts that people will want to steal what they have. It's not going to be easy to take what this group has to offer. They won't give it up freely. Any plan we can think of in a day, they've had 10 years to plan against. I want to do it. I absolutely want to do it because I don't care if we all die.
Living out here. You're dead already.
No, it's worth the risk.
It is worth the risk. Yes.
What we could gain, it's worth more than 8 lives. And so I'm not good at plans. And you're talking about this stuff, and you're the only one who seems to be looking to the future and willing to gamble for the future you want.
I would say I'm stupid enough to think of this idea. Everyone is looking to defeat.
It's not.
Everyone wants something. We've been sent out here to create a new settlement.
They probably don't have what it takes for a new settlement. Because if they knew how to do that, they wouldn't be nomadic. But they know how to survive here long enough to get what they want. They have something we need.
Let's capture one.
I don't know what it is.
Let's capture one of them. Ask away.
Okay. Okay.
Step 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
We gonna tell everyone else, or are we
Yeah.
just gonna capture one?
No. We're going to talk. Well, right now everyone is pretty preoccupied with this area. So we'll look at that building, with the birdie, and that's done. We talk.
Okay. We should probably get back.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
All right. And yeah, you guys walk back. Real quick, I'm gonna bio break.
Sure.
So, I'll be right back.
Tom, I love Gertie so much, but that physically hurt me.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, the
We're all
social
suffering the
anxiety.
anxiety right now.
What social anxiety?
David is really good at physically conveying anxiety.
Yeah.
And like the voice, and me and Mel and Nairi are just here, just like,
and not just Larry as well as just like I said, I love Gertie, but her entire attitude is very like steadfast and stubborn, and that coupled with the rest of the party, and particularly Larry in this case, just hurt me physically and emotionally. Just like, oh man, that's really uncomfortable right now.
So you're gonna have a great time watching this back as me, Mel, and Sarah simultaneously flip our shit at you. Actually, Mel, on the overlay, you, me, and Sarah are next to each other, so you can just gif that section of the three of us simultaneously being like, "What?
Yeah,
Fuck
which is
you!"
like, well, either you or Larry went just like, well, they don't dare do this or whatever, and we just
table flipping. It was
I said that you were afraid, which is true because you were afraid for your and others' lives.
Well, yeah, but the way it was conveyed, we just all went like, "Fuck you."
Was that we were afraid of them?
Yeah, it was very good though. It was just like simultaneously flipping the bird at the camera and cursing. It was
Yeah,
good.
I saw that.
Well, we were all muted. It was very great.
Yeah,
I'm gonna quickly BRB.
There's some solid gifage. So yes, hey, chat, go prepare for a fun game coming up. In some time. It's gonna be great.
In a month or so.
Yeah, we've got.
There you go.
Yeah, we've got a fun game coming up on the alternate Mondays in about a month or so, as Tom said. But until then, we're gonna try and we're gonna try and run Dreams of the Brave as many times as we can every Monday until we reach the start of the new game, and then we'll go back to alternating weeks again.
Mondays.
Mm-hmm. And on real quick on Fridays as well, we have plans for possible new games to start. And yeah, we're
something different than D&D.
Yeah, we're gonna see about having Fridays be our non-D&D tabletop game days, and Monday being our D&D games.
We're going beyond D&D.
No, we're not sponsored.
No.
Not sponsored. We will not utter that
please
name.
Sponsor us, please.
Unless you want to be in a shark costume.
So basically, what we're saying is just stay tuned, because on alternate Mondays and future
Yes.
Fridays, fun stuff is coming.
And hey,
And-
if you like this, go tweet using the hashtag Dreams of the Brave, singular. I made the mistake of yesterday tweeting with an S. It's singular brave. It's one brave. We're all one brave. We
Dreams of the
Voltron
Brave.
into a brave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're
Brave
one
as a
brave person.
collective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So go do that, and I got nightlight. Now it's not nightlight. Now it's I guess I'm in the sun.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
goodness.
I know.
Having fun.
I'm having fun. This is nightlight. I upset the white balance. It's great.
You're at a disco. We know.
I want the yellow green back because it just makes me think of high school. Because we had fluorescent lights
Oh.
back before fluorescent lights did anything other than nauseating yellow.
We had basically like mood lighting in our school. We had these giant circles that just
I can't.
got very
How
weird.
How old are you, dumb young people?
Almost 23.
24.
Yeah.
I went to
is
a
that-
really new middle and high school that was just built.
So 20 years ago.
Well, listen, that was the new building that I was only in for a few years. The one before that was an old factory that I was in. Not kidding.
I don't want to hear about your technically. All right, 20 years ago.
Technically, I was in a factory that was now at school.
You said technically. I'm holding it against you.
I say technically.
Maybe don't. Anyways, no, like straight up 20 years ago, high school, fluorescent bulbs were a thing that like made you sick. And maybe they still are. From my notice, they're not.
America.
Fuck yeah.
We're using the good fluorescent bulbs now.
that good stuff.
But yeah, no, the oof. Walking into school and everything just being like a little bit the wrong color.
I mean, if you want flashbacks, I'll just be really upsetting to look at.
That is it. That doesn't upset me. There's a strange comfort that exists from my childhood. Anyways,
it's weird.
Also, Nairi, I'm sorry to Elias as Tom.
Tom is sorry.
No, that's
Fuck
fine.
Elias. Who cares about Elias?
I will not
Also
remember
a great
this
GIF. It's
whatsoever.
gonna make a good GIF. There was a Nari gone.
What for?
Where where Gertie said, fuck Elias. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Nari's reaction was chef's kiss. Very good.
That's always... That's why it's so... I had so much fun as Carrick, because he never talked, so I just got to, like, respond to everything all the time. Anyways, I'm not gonna search for any shit. Okay. We got everyone back.
Yep.
Hi, back. I mean, hi,
Hi, friend.
I dislike all things.
I'm going to stab you, Tom. Just you.
Okay. So, Third Watch is now done. Sadly, you guys were pretty involved in your conversation, so you were not able to advance any other plots that maybe people were wanting you to look out for.
Who's next for the...
Simon and Riz.
I go to Riz and just go, psst, psst, hey, psst, hey.
How secret are you doing this?
I'm just so that they hear it.
You don't want anyone else to know you're talking to Riz.
Well, I just want to wake them up.
As secret as you can be.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I have to
roll for that.
Stealth?
Roll me a stealth.
Okay. Let's use my dwarven dice because I'm playing a dwarf, you guys. Oh my god. That was pretty good. I have my hood up. So you have to roll with disadvantage.
That's to see you, not to hear you.
My
Do I roll or do I use my
stealth.
passive for this?
This is going to be passive.
Yeah.
So
I'm
it
going to
doesn't-
say while you're meditating, it's always passive.
Yeah.
22 stealth.
Which wait, I have your passive. That
Yeah,
beats you.
no. Yeah.
Hey, Michal. Hey. Psst. Psst. Hey. Hey.
Do you touch me?
To Riz, right?
I go a bit further away. Is there a stick or something?
Wow.
No, this industrial park does not have a lot of trees.
Maybe some rebar.
So, a ruler or something?
Looking to get
You can find something off of a desk to throw.
I just poke their shoulder and do dodge away as a reaction. I don't want to get hit.
I bolt upright, slapping the ruler away.
It's not a ruler. I'll just poke
whatever
you
it is.
with a finger.
Or if you're doing that, then I'm grabbing hold of your wrist. Because I was just having a dream.
So there's that like quick, Gertie, you didn't anticipate that your arm would be blocked away with the forearm and then it would be grabbed around and then like pulled down to the wrist.
Not even a dinner first? Just
let go.
Morning.
Yeah.
Okay, there.
David, do you want me to describe my dream? I'm not about to describe it to Gertie.
So yeah. This is the last watch. We're all good with Riz being the dreamer for today.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What's your dream, Riz?
The dream started with Riz back at the temple doing like their monk training. And it started with the other acolytes like using slings to throw pebbles. And it's like learning how to do deflect missiles. Like, so sort of like batting stuff away, catching them, throwing them back. And as the dream goes on, the things getting thrown get bigger, get sharper, get heavier. And they're just constantly trying to knock stuff out of the way or catch stuff to throw it back. And then they're not in the temple anymore. They don't know where they are. There's somebody behind them that they're trying to stop the missiles from hitting. And they go to deflect one and it goes right through their hand. And they go to catch and they're trying to, and stuff's starting to miss them, but they're desperately trying to catch things, deflect them, stop them from getting behind them. And I think the last thing, and which was the same time as Gertie grabbing hold of them, was their hand getting like pinned against something behind them and they couldn't move.
Okay.
And the next thing coming in was Gertie's hand.
Okay.
And then they woke up.
So this is a dream of helplessness. You have a way to stop what's happening, and no matter what you do, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Is kind of the theme of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a DM inspiration.
Thank you, dear.
You've got a pretty good grip there.
As you kind of come to consciousness, no one's throwing rocks at you. No dagger has stabbed through your hands. You have Gertie by the arm.
I'll let her go. Maybe wake me up some way different next time? Yeah?
Who's talking at you?
Just don't grab me.
I wasn't grabbing you, I was just poking you.
Just don't. Alright?
So how should I do it next time?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Tap me on the forehead. Drop something from a height. Throw water on my face. I really don't give a shit,
Why
Gertie,
should
how
I
you
fucking
do it.
throw something at you?
Gertie, don't worry about it, alright? We'll talk. Go to sleep.
Sure.
You just got permission to throw something in their face, like some liquid.
And once I'm up, I will go wake up Simon, and what I will do is I will approach, like, wherever he's sleeping, I'll approach from the head and gently sort of like tap on the forehead a couple of times. Gently. That's what you get.
Oh.
I will say his name first to see if I get a reaction before I touch him.
So yeah, Simon, do you wake up to your name or do you wake up to a slap?
I wake up
said
to
no.
my name.
Yeah, I did not say
It
slap.
was a tap.
It was literally
Yeah.
kind of a gentle tap, but I would have said the name first.
No, I feel what's going on here. We're good.
Cool.
Okay.
No, but when they say Simon's name, his eyes just open.
I need to be better at that. Watch time.
So yeah, you approach Simon and you're just kind of like, Simon, and then it's just eyes. Like,
Watch. Mm-hmm.
you really expected it to be a bigger ordeal than this,
Mm-hmm.
and he woke up.
He gets to have the fun visual of two really big yellow eyes that probably do the cat reflective thing, just like looking down at him. Morning.
Morning. Watch.
Yeah.
Rolls up, puts his boots on, gets his shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say this has been clearly communicated.
I feel risen.
Going back to like the first groups, people are trying to figure out if this bird is moving.
All right. Yeah, I'll Is this out of character? Is this more of an investigation thing or perception thing?
I will let you do your choice.
All right.
As far as I'm concerned, either one could reveal the truth.
All right. I will. Yeah, like look out the window, try to suss this out. I guess Simon probably is as well, because I know there was another thing that we wanted to do. But
Yeah, I actually don't have investigation. I have
but you are-
perception.
Oh,
You
me
can do
too.
perception.
Okay.
Cool.
One of us with advantage, or do we? Let's both. Should we both
Yeah.
roll it?
You can
Well, what's your
help
mod?
each other. One person can, yeah.
What's
You
your
guys
mod?
have
'Cause
5.
mine's also a 5, so either we can both roll or one of us can have advantage. It basically plays the same.
You take it with advantage.
On the dice, there's 22.
22 total?
22 perception total, yeah.
Sorry, you're rebutting for me a little bit.
Everyone might be
You
worth
are
swapping
for
the
me.
server.
No.
Wait.
Hello?
Yeah, can you stop? Tom's the only one that can switch the server. So.
Well, it sounds a little better.
Yeah, a little.
Sounding good to me right now.
Okay, it's settled back down. When Tom gets in, I'll still ask him to change the server.
Yay for
Yeah,
Discord.
I don't trust it anymore.
Technical
No.
difficulties.
Given what we pay
Tom!
for it does great.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
One sec.
Wait.
Tom, can you swap the server for the? Can you swap the region for the server?
Very charming, Tom.
As nobody else can
always.
do it.
We will just play.
There we go.
Switched?
Server switched.
I encourage you, Tom, to give me the ability to do this. Only because I never will. It will always make you look better.
Motherfucker's got
Anyway.
ice cream.
Jesus.
Are those
Class.
French fries?
What's this bullshit? No. Do not eat ice cream in front of me. All right. Do you know there's
Feel
like
Inspiration.
that inside.
I live in America. All right. There's cupcakes feet away from me. Don't do this to me.
It's a salad.
It's salad? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love every argument with David starts with "I live in America."
I do live in America, and it's bullshit.
I don't
You
start
people
arguments with "I live in the
trying-
Netherlands."
Yeah, you know what? Because no one cares.
Okay, so
all right?
David, what does a 22 for perception reveal?
22 for, sorry. I apologize to the Netherlands. I'm sure your culture matters.
Not to
But-
me.
Oh, God.
That's basically how all Americans sound, don't they?
Uh-huh.
Any
Yeah.
D&D?
Are any of you not American? I hadn't noticed.
D&D? Anyone?
D&D.
Anyone want to
Yeah.
play D&D?
So what's the D&D stuff?
22 perception on the bird for Simon.
For Simon. So, Simon, through what you've heard, you've kind of been briefed on everyone else's stuff. We'll say there's a chain of communication. It's moving.
Okay.
Slowly.
Okay. Can we figure out a factor of how slow?
Ooh.
Imagine if you watched a minute of a hummingbird flying over 24 hours.
I'm trying to figure that out. Hold on. You gave me math and words, you ass.
What
It
if...
never looks like it's moving. Basically,
But it is.
Basically what you're doing is you've kind of been presented with the idea that it might be moving. And you kind of sketch it at the start of your watch. Like a quick, just like you got 30 seconds to sketch.
Yeah.
Just like a motion sketch. And then you do it again at the end, and the motion sketch you have is clearly different. You never saw it move.
Okay.
Over the course of a few hours, the wings go from here to there.
Okay, now here's the fun part. If I were to imagine looking at a bubble of time where on the inside of it, it's moving differently relative to the outside of it, is this how I would conceive it to look if things were moving faster on the inside or slower?
Slower on the inside.
Okay. Well, all right. I figured that.
So what do we do with that then?
Well, depending on how slow, there might still be things of use and or alive in there.
It's pretty damn slow. Like I said, basically what you observed is, imagine over the course of like 3 hours, you saw a hummingbird flap its wings once.
I was going to say, if we needed another point of reference, I was going to like fire an arrow into it and watch how much it slowed down.
We already kind of saw that with the bat. You kind of got briefed on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The question isn't whether or not there's a time dilation. The
Mm.
question is it frozen or is it just moving very slowly?
Okay. That's why I was going to suggest use a projectile rather than something that has a movement speed, just to try and gauge how much the dilation was. Because I can fire a bow and arrow. Somebody has a firearm. So, that moves pretty quick.
That's true. There's a significant difference in there. And I'll say that kind of talking happens. And you guys haven't really actualized that kind of process, but it's something you could do moving forward.
I could fire an arrow because it's a lot quieter than what you've got. Given all the company downstairs.
Fast arrows easier to see.
That's going to be the thing. These things below you aren't really doing anything, right? These zombies below you aren't really doing anything, but
well, I'd like to investigate that too.
So there's ways up. As you kind of look at the facility you're in, you're looking at the windows. It's designed around people moving on these exterior walkways. And there's two ways to the building your office is on top of. You've blocked one off through the accidental collapse because of bears. The other two still there. No one's moving on them right now.
But yeah, these things are cybernetic, right?
Yeah.
And they look like they're in default or standby. Because they're just sitting, right? Like they're just at the bottom level on the ground outside the building. Could be coming up these ladders coming after us, but they're just standing there.
They're undead. They're construct undead. The undead seek to hurt the living. Constructs seek to fulfill a purpose. These things do both.
Cool.
Have a purpose. And if you're alive and near them, they will hurt you.
Aggro as fuck.
Right, kind of my point. Are they unaware that we're here? Because we're here and we're near, and they're not trying to hurt us.
They're aware they shouldn't be mining right now. Something overrided something. Over the course of a few hours, you probably about 100 undead leave the mines and are now just filling this courtyard below you. They're not doing anything more than that. But if you were to get to the end of this compound and jump off, you would alert at least a few of them.
Okay, what looks like a radio mast around here? Or any kind of broadcasting hub?
So pretty much every building has antenna on it.
Right. What's the big one? What looks like it's the communication hub for this place? Because yeah, they were obviously hypertech and had a lot of radio signals to pass around, but like there's always going to be one that has the biggest focal point. Or I guess the most powerful, not the biggest, but still whatever.
So I'm going to say you have advantage on this. roll me a proficiency plus intelligence. Just straight. I have a default. If you roll lower than this, I have a number for you.
24.
Okay. That's better than the 15. So they kind of all do.
Are you trying to tell me the system is extremely redundant and that any and every node in it can act as the primary node?
Yes and no. So you do get that. There's a lot of redundancy. Ultimately, as you watch, the biggest thing that stands out to you, there's none of the antenna are big. And as you sit through the night and you kind of analyze what's going on, you kind of come to the conclusion that your problem is there's not a lot of data these buildings need to communicate to each other.
No, but there's
But
some
there-
kind of control switch or broadcasting center or something that
Yeah,
runs
yeah.
these drones.
I'm getting there. And so they're all set to wirelessly communicate with each other. But sort of this central building that's above the rest has just a little bit more wireless technology than the rest. You don't know why it needs it,
Okay.
but it has it. It's more important than the rest of the buildings. You
Okay.
can't, whatever reason why, like there's not a strategic decision for it. It just kind of is. And that's kind of why it was difficult for you to get to this conclusion, is that it
Just kind of happened. It
Yeah.
wasn't designed.
You don't know why what you're seeing is happening. You just know that it's happening. And that it's just a little difficult to get there. But this
I'm-
blue building in the center here, it is clearly sort of the computing hub.
Okay. Riz,
Yeah.
if you were going to be blueprints for this facility, where would you be hiding?
I start dumping out my bag because I was in the filing cabinets earlier and purposely looking for useful information. So
Okay. You guys looking through this information together, someone, I will say between the two of you, because of sort of your backgrounds, you can either both roll intelligence plus proficiency, or one of you can roll with advantage.
I can
Me?
help you.
Okay.
Do you want to know what my intelligence modifier is?
Yeah.
Duseg.
Okay. All
My
right.
intelligence is 10. I'm wise and I'm perceptive, but I'm not learned outside of religion.
It's an 18 because of advantage, so that's a 24.
Okay. So, the two of you, both of you have kind of mechanical skill sets. And so you spend the night kind of deciphering what the purpose of these buildings around you are. The far, like, middle left.
Wait, okay, yep.
This is the mine.
Can we label these now? As we suss this
I am
out?
a cartographer. I would happily draw all over David's handmade map.
Go ahead.
So which one was it that we were just labeling right now? That one?
On the left.
This guy.
Okay. And he's the what?
The mine.
The mine.
So the way in and out, we've been in there. That's where we went before.
You guys have technically never been in there.
Oh.
Yep. It's been a thing. All right. But yeah, anyways. So you don't know what this bullshit over here is, but it's like a bunch of pipes. It's just a million pipes. Goes into this building. And these two buildings on the ground floor, kind of connected to each other. You sort of work out that based on what you see, these are going to be power and water. Drilling needs the two of them. You got 2 smokestacks. You're not sure what's doing what. But you got a million pipes. Not a million. You got
a lot.
You got a bunch. You got like 25, 40 pipes going between these buildings over here. And you guys are on top of a dock/overflow warehouse. That's
what this teal one underneath us is?
Yeah.
Yes. So the first building you went in was teal over here, bottom right.
Gotcha.
That was the smelter. That was the warehouse. You kind of went up into what is basically just a room that lets you onto the roof. And then you went on to this walkway over here. And that's how you got over to the office you're on.
Okay.
So what you're talking about wanting to know the importance from a magical perspective of frozen bird, this building seems to be very important. It was commandeered by the government. You don't really know why. It just was.
Mhm.
In terms of the point of what else is going on, you're currently above a building that, according to the plans you've gotten, was kind of manufactured these sort of memory statues. The one straight south of you is just a warehouse, and the connected buildings, the two of them, to the south west, are water and power.
They got all the water and most of the power.
Mm. But yeah, the one that's the building that's northwest, the teal building that's northwest, is where the sort of time dilation is happening.
Okay.
I'm running out of soda, you guys.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Go get another soda, David.
I may have it.
Oh.
Magic.
Very good.
I really like the thought that as Riz and Simon have been sussing this out, other people start waking up just to find tall and very, very small, just like fucking leaning over this map, just like fucking scribbling notes on it.
Do I hear all of this while meditating, by the way?
So, any conversation that happens, you're aware of. So, I'll say you're basically aware of whatever's going on. No one has telepathic communication that I'm aware of.
I was gonna say, Riz and Simon aren't the chattiest of people. It's more like, that's that, yeah, that's that. And that's probably like all these little isolated, like, so that's, yeah.
These tiny words and grunts.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Was just like pointing at a building and being like, "Power, power."
I will say, Elias, your passive perception is high enough to realize that something went down between Larry and Gertie. You're not sure what, but they left, and the manner, like, there's nothing that points out to it in specific, but kind of the way they were talking to each other was just different enough that you were like, something significant happened.
Would I have heard any tail end?
Nope. They were far enough away from you when they were talking about important stuff.
Okay. All right.
So people start waking up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've all got a full night's sleep.
Okay.
The zombies below you haven't really moved.
Morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Did you guys? I mean, what? You watch your watch one? Okay.
Yeah, bird's moving slow. Really fucking slow.
Yeah.
Like really fucking slow. And we
Oh, hey,
sussed out.
Fearwild's back.
And we sussed out what's what. Well, Simon did most of it. To be fair.
We did it together.
So,
I I wonder why we're here.
You wonder why we're here? Or
Yeah.
while we're here?
Why are we here?
Well, we came to investigate the place because we're looking for an overflow settlement. And this seemed like a possible viable choice. And now we're trying to suss out what the fuck it is and deal with the fact that there's now a metric fuck ton of undead down there. And the second we go anywhere near them, they're going to try and fucking rip us apart. That's kind of the state we find ourselves in, Larry.
Okay. Thanks.
That seems like an unfun plan for a settlement.
You ask like you've got an objection, Larry. You want to share your thoughts?
I mean, no.
What?
Insight check.
I guess I'm just concerned.
About?
I hope it's okay for me to say, but
Yeah.
I kind of gathered most of you are from Onyx.
Yeah.
All right.
None of you are used to surviving nightmares.
What's your point here, Larry?
You can say it.
Just
It's okay.
This is a clear resource, but it just everyone eating this metal. It's something. It ties in. It has to tie into the Dream Spinner.
The what?
The Dream Spinner.
Do I know what that is?
What is
That's a
that,
goal.
Larry?
Sarah knows what that is.
Do any of us know what that is?
Yeah,
Most of
that's a real
basically the only one who
Mel has
might
forgotten.
not know is Mel's character.
Thanks for knowing
No.
my name. That makes
Fair.
me feel less bad about not knowing what that means.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a +4 to religion, for what it's worth.
No, Marius. Yeah,
no.
so it's all these
Marius
damn
is not
M
from this
names. Yeah, Marius isn't from here.
And
But
shit, but you know, both of those.
no, Dream Spinner is the catastrophe zone you guys live in.
That makes more sense. That is a very cool name, David.
Mm-hmm.
The Dream Spinner refers to the region.
It refers to the region and the god that died to create it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And just so you guys don't have to live with this every day. It just whatever's going on is important, but I don't know if I don't know if we can handle it.
Well, we'll sort of have to, Larry.
We don't.
What would you suggest we do instead, Larry?
I mean,
And I'm genuinely asking. I appreciate with my inflection, it's really fucking hard to tell. But I am actually asking.
I appreciate. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, this is important, and maybe we should tell people.
About
Or,
this place?
yeah. Or maybe we should do it ourselves. But
Do
but
what?
figure it out. I don't know.
That's kind of
I'm
what
just
we're trying to do here, Larry.
Is anyone else really confused right now?
Yeah, no, like I agree. We should tell some people what we found, and we should try to work out if we're in a position to do something about it. I agree.
I'm just. You guys have. If it was just me, I would do something different. But
What would you do, Larry?
I wouldn't be here because I feel like this place will kill somebody.
I mean, looking at all the people outside, that might. Yeah, I feel like that's a good instinct.
Right. Well, we're here, so either we book it out and we use lays like animals to get the fuck to the fire truck and then we piss off, or we try and figure something out that we can do. And then I look at Mac because Mac looks
Sarah?
like she wants to say something.
Mm-hmm.
David, I would like an insight. How much of this is fear and how much of this is real experience?
Roll me an insight.
That's actually a good one. Can I join on this as the vibe detector?
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Roll me, Mel. Roll me an insight.
Yes. Okay.
I said
Can I
Mel.
do one as well? As I'm talking to him, like.
I'm a
Let's
nosy
see how this
bitch.
goes.
25.
Nice.
25.
18.
So
David.
no, it's you guys are all helping. Marius. Or not Marius. Mac. You got a 20? Right?
Yes.
Roll me again. You have advantage.
Come on.
For God's sake. All right, that's a
7?
So the 20 was better.
Let's keep that 20.
Mm.
I feel better about that 20. Than the 7. I mean, don't give me that look, Sarah.
Yeah, it's the 7 that I'm giving the look.
So Larry's hard to read in a way that makes you uncomfortable. He's you see him anticipating arguments against the current plan and presenting them as sort of vulnerability. He's hard to read, but what you figure out from watching him interact with everyone, you don't know what his goal is, but he has a goal and he's working towards it. He's more confident than he lets on.
All right.
I did say he was going to turn on us.
Look at that proud face.
Was it
I
my
don't wanna-
face? Am
no,
I proud?
You look
'Cause I
very
am.
proud.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I've got a thing I kind of want to do, but if Mac's gonna react, then I'm not gonna
Nope,
stop
absolutely not. Please go ahead.
Okay, then what I'm gonna do is not accidentally leave the meeting. As the only person remotely close to Larry in height, And even then, I'm significant. I'm
He's
still
real short.
Isn't he like he's like 2? Is he like 2'6", David?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I've still
Oh,
got. Yeah, I've got fucking 10 inches on that.
Mhm.
So, but I'm gonna very carefully go up to him, grab him by the front of the clothes, not violently, and like back him up carefully into a chair, sit him down, say, I think that's quite enough out of you for now, Larry. If you would please shut the fuck up, because you are making me incredibly nervous. And we're gonna all have it because everything about you seeps anxiety, and it makes me want to punch things.
Sorry,
Stop now. Thank you for your valued contribution to the group and your desire to survive and for us to survive. The rest of us are going to have a conversation without your input. When we require you again, we will ask you again. How's that?
He gets a very mad look on his face. He's not looking at anyone. He's just kind of looking at the ground.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye on him.
And he just says, I'm sorry that I'm supposed to help you with whatever you're doing. I didn't think this would be the deal I made, but I made it. I will help with whatever plan you make.
what about you, Larry? What's your plan?
What do you mean?
I
Well,
step slightly to one side.
I
Just...
I think we're just meaning that if
And you
do wanna
see
help,
the
you might-
shadows around Larry begin to darken.
if you want to
David,
help us,
can I sneak up behind him?
I just put him in a chair.
Roll me a stealth check.
He's got disadvantage.
Okay.
It's a natural 20. Plus 8 plus
roll.
5, so 33.
I'm just
Okay.
trying to talk here, goddamn.
You're pretty snuck up behind him. What's your plan?
I've let go of him, but I'm still close, just for your reference.
I'm just
David.
staying there.
He probably wasn't letting you hold on to him.
Okay, well, in which case I would have been backing him up slightly, and then...
Yeah. He's so, as you all talk to him, and he's clearly kind of like not in this kind of same loop as everyone else, you're seeing him like physically interact with the rest of the group and kind of he's backing himself into kind of an imaginary corner.
Okay.
And Gertie, how are you interacting?
I'll give it a couple seconds, just like a turn, to see what he does next.
Okay, so you're kind of like you're nearby,
yeah,
but you're not a big influencer.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Max real calm.
Look, I don't. And you see him like kind of release sort of a tension. And sort of the nervous eyes kind of stop. He's looking at the ground. And he just looks up. I imagine none of you know what it means to survive out here.
Simon gets closer.
Alex is gonna poke all inside.
Yeah,
That was great
it's just
timing.
very good timing.
That was very good timing.
I know you're all from Onyx.
Factually untrue.
He's not. And I point to Simon.
I don't know Simon well enough. I know what it means to survive out here. And I know that that means that we shouldn't trust him. And I know that that means none of you should have trusted me. But you did.
Larry,
I get close to him.
I need two things, which is one, for you to shoot straight with us, because you seem to be very carefully choosing your words and playing us in a way. And two, no, don't talk, Larry. Two,
you live in a dream.
oh man, just shut up for a second. Let us distract you right now. You just told us that we were wrong in trusting you, and now we're not trusting you, and now you just want to yap on. Listen, just
No,
give
I'm
us a
telling
second.
you why.
Well,
That's the
then
point.
go ahead, tell us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth.
All right, 1 second. Just please take a moment, all of you. Just take a breather. We don't want this to become a stressed conversation. We're all in it together out here, whatever happens.
Thank
So
you.
let's just talk civilly, all right? We don't need to fight or argue or say anything like someone's. I don't know, just we don't need to be so negative towards each other, all right? We're just trying to understand the same thing.
I'm sorry.
Izzy, insight.
Insight. Roll me an insight.
Can I also I wanted to insight his demeanor with how he was suddenly so
Yeah.
calm and articulate.
Yeah. Because everyone who wants to roll an insight. No one has advantage.
Yeah.
Another
Bob,
25.
Okay, I'm not asking. Okay. So people who rolled an insight, who raised your hand, who rolled an insight.
I did, but it was
Okay.
shit. I don't know anything.
Okay. I'm not asking why.
Yep.
I'm just going one by one. Okay, Mel, you rolled an insight.
Yep.
Why did you roll it?
Because this guy is a shifty motherfucker who, like I said, is very clearly choosing his words very carefully.
What are you looking for? Insight's active.
Mhm,
This
mhm.
isn't passive.
No, I know. I'm just Mel's trying to word things because I guess it'd be whether or not he is very carefully choosing his words because he wants to be clear or because he wants to emit certain words.
Okay. What'd you roll?
Whatever, one of
What'd
those
you
words.
roll?
25.
25. Okay. He's afraid of you.
I'm really tall.
He's not just you, just the group
Oh.
in general. What you get the idea that he feels like what you guys are doing is a vacation to you.
Mac empathizes with that feeling.
And that you guys are good at surviving a month or 2 months or 3 months. But can you survive for 10 years? He's treating you guys like your children.
Mm-hmm.
But he understands he's at a disadvantage. So he's trying not to rub it in your face.
I'll back off a little. I'll go stand, like.
All right. Who
Next
else
to
rolled
Matt.
insight? Okay. Sarah, what'd you roll?
Only a 16, David, but mine's fairly simple.
What caused you to want to roll this insight?
Larry just said he was sorry, and he said he's sorry a couple times now. He's sorry that he's supposed to help us, most primarily. What I'm interested in is Larry just sorry he's here, or is he actually apologetic for anything he's done?
He's not apologetic for anything he's done.
Okay. That's all. That's it.
Yeah. 16. That's good enough to realize, based on what you're talking about, that he's not sorry and he's a little scared for you all. He's not scared for himself. He's scared for you guys.
Huh.
Who else rolled? Okay. Based on my order, let's go with Jade.
He said that we're in a dream. I'm trying to suss out if he meant literally,
Okay.
or if he's just being a condescending fuckwit.
What'd you roll?
23.
Okay. It's hard to tell. He's talking. He clearly means something important. He's referencing the idea that you're from this established settlement, that you have benefits that he doesn't. He's referencing the idea that the true hardships that are present in this area, you do not have to deal with them. And he does. You don't know totally what the differences in these ideologies mean, but you're getting the idea that long-term survival without the benefits you have all had is difficult. More than what you know.
So he's getting at that eventually we're going to wake up and realize.
Yeah. You guys have been playing the game on easy mode.
Yeah.
He's telling you that shit's done.
And so is the DM.
Okay.
Who else has rolled?
We got a good.
Nay? Okay. What were you rolling about?
So he took sort of like a breath and got really pissed, and the shadows did the thing, and he got really articulate and he got really calm, and his anxiety sort of just whoop, just out that window right over there. And he's trying to make a point, and just the way he's talking is like he's trying to make us understand something that he thinks we do not understand. I'm trying to insight what kind of motivation he has behind this. And he's saying like we shouldn't trust him. And the way he said that was kind of like, yeah. So I want to know if there's malicious intent or if there's good intent, or like what the intent is behind the way he's behaving.
He's kind of treating you guys like babies.
Also, I rolled a 24, just so you know.
I remember it was pretty good. He's kind of treating you guys like your babies. So you kind of get the idea that he's not he's confident in that he knows how the world works. And it's clear that whatever he thinks is more important to him than whatever you think. Like, his version of the world is real. Your version of the world is a fairy tale.
Okay.
He understands that he's at an extreme disadvantage to you all. And he's trying not to rub it in anyone's face. He's trying to let you... He's trying to explain that none of you know how to survive long term. And that he's seeing mistakes being made.
So, I'd like to say something to him if no one else had insight.
Okay, so this is all... Everyone's got shit. Tom, what do we got?
I'm just right behind him.
Okay, Tom's right behind him.
Right behind.
Lay wanted to say something.
Yeah. So it's obvious that you see things differently than we do, and you are very adamant in the way that you see the world and, the whole need for survival out there. And I understand that. I don't understand what it must feel like for you, because I obviously haven't had the same life as you. So I don't understand the urgency behind some things that you're saying, but I do understand the urgency you feel in needing to make us acknowledge this. And I don't think that you should see us so dividedly. I don't think you should see us as so different than you. Well, we have a different experience and much less experience probably in surviving than you out here. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing.
Right.
I mean,
I'm very sorry, but I need to take a quick break.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
be right back.
Yeah.
David's drunk a lot of soda.
Man.
I gotta hold on to that thought. Holy fuck. Oh, God.
Write it down.
Write it down.
Nari, write it down.
Write it down. I should maybe have done that, but I've already lost my train of thought, but I'm sure I'll pick it up. Man, that was Larry just went from he did a thing.
He went from Morty to Rick.
Yeah.
Man,
Or to Eye Patch Morty.
Oh, Eye Patch Morty, yeah.
Yeah. Man, curse my hyper empathy for immediately jumping on Riz's fucking emotions. Like, oh no, it's Marius. I'm playing Marius. God
Sorry,
damn.
buddy. I broadcast loud.
No, that's fine. It's just, you know.
Mm.
So,
Yeah,
Chad,
I get caught up in yours all the time. So
we just bounced up.
we're just got a
emotional
feedback
ball back
loop
and
going
forth.
on. It's the best.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody who's joined us in chat today. I'm sure you're enjoying watching David as much as we are. Like we're all here just like fucking hell, David.
I've been
So,
so anxious. I've not even been drinking. Like I'm still there.
That's why he needs to pee, because he's been playing somebody that level of anxious while drinking soda.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, aside from being caught up in just Riz, Mel just gets very frustrated when people interrupt him. So Larry did a nice thing.
Yeah.
Like, well, okay.
Stay cool, Marius. You got this.
Okay.
Highways.
Thanks, Lay.
I fucking love rogues, and that I can go stealth and behind people.
Stop stabbing everyone.
Thanks everyone. I apologize. I run a private game on Sundays, And so, as a result, on Mondays, it generally means I've gone 2 days without really any real amount of sleep.
Oh no.
Because I only procrastinate.
Oh, boy.
There's
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So
The
You're good.
result of your process is brilliant, David.
Yes.
Yeah, you're great.
I mean, I guess that's
You're
always it's always going to be one of those things. I know what I do wrong, and everyone else is like, "Hey, David, you're doing it great," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Bullshit,
No.
bullshit."
Go back to being smug.
Objectively, I know better what it's like to play in your games than you do, and you do so well.
I've never played in one of my games.
You should try it.
Oh
But yeah,
my
back,
God.
Lay
back to
had a
being
thought to
smug.
finish.
Yes.
Anyways, yes, what was that thought before I desperately needed to pee?
It was feeding into the Larry anxiety super well.
Boy,
David.
what did I need to? I needed to be done.
I saw you hop around.
I had to stop and just be like, bullshit,
You're
this is
fine.
done. This is the world reacts.
That's fine. The world shifted.
All right. Where were we at?
So Elias was saying how we have different perspectives, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
We all have completely different experiences that have led us here, and we all see things a little differently. We all have different opinions based off of those experiences, and I think instead of letting that divide us and letting that dictate how we should all just argue against each other on what we should do, we should collaborate with all those experiences. We should use the different perspectives and work on something in the middle ground to make things work for us, because we can't tear against each other anymore. We can't keep doing that.
So, personal recap as the GM. Everyone's awake now, right?
Yep.
Yes.
This is a full conversation between everyone.
Yes.
I'm just here to help, but I've known you all for less than a week. And I personally have 2 insights that if I brought back to my family, I would be considered to be like a great spy.
Which ones?
This place and the Storm Chasers.
How long did you agree to help us for, Larry? Surely it wasn't forever.
Until whatever egg gets hatches.
Were you supposed to take it back with you?
No.
You're just there to make sure that it hatched.
Yes.
Well,
Mel?
No, I mean, this conversation can continue. I'm just, I don't know.
I saw a hand is raised.
I know,
If you're
but
called
then
on, then
Nari-
go,
yeah,
Mel.
but my hands
Go!
up, and then Nari
God damn
started
it, go!
talking, so Nari
What's
is-
the thing? What's the thing?
go.
Do the thing.
I'm
I feel you, buddy.
me, and I'm out. Well, I'm sorry for just being a little hostile, I guess. Your just entire thing kind of shifted,
I'm kind of with Lay on this. I mean, I would like to learn if you have things. I mean, I survived on my own a bunch, but not in this place. So arguably, I don't know.
You mean like, do you want to forge like a permanent connection with the plane of shadows?
No, I meant like you know how to survive here. You said, and then you said we didn't.
Yeah, none of you have a permanent connection with the plane of shadows.
How does that help you? Could you explain that a little bit?
I can dream there instead of dream here.
Oh.
Lay. Or not Lay, Gertie.
I lean over the chair. Make sure he notices me.
He does.
Well, this is just how's that affecting him?
He seems to be nervous, like he always is.
Well, always.
Elias is just gonna look up at Gertie, like right in the eyes, like.
Anytime, so I will say everyone's passive shit is good enough to realize anytime he finds confidence, like he almost immediately becomes self-conscious of it.
He is such a mood.
Perhaps.
What a bridge.
To the shadow plane?
Yes.
I mean, that's to my understanding, that's where my soul resides. I'm a little less affected by everything here. But when I am affected, I draw in nightmares more than dreams.
Can you control yourself?
No. It's still a dream. I'm a dog. You've seen it. I have instinct. But I don't have control. Then I would be something new. Jade?
I just want it known that I have sort of stepped right away from this conversation, and I am just like, basically I'm posting myself by the door to keep an eye on the unmoving masses of undead outside.
So they're not unmoving.
They're
They're
at
just...
rest, they're on standby. I want to feel useful in this moment. I do not want to be part of this
They're just wandering around.
Were they wandering around before?
A little bit.
But they're moving more now.
Yes.
Okay, I'm definitely keeping an extra eye on this. I'm actually gonna get Simon's attention and get him to watch with me as well.
Okay, Simon, while everyone's talking about bullshit that maybe doesn't matter, Riz is bringing you to a window.
I go and do watching.
All right.
2 sets of eyes are better than 1.
That's a 18 for perception.
Yeah.
Okay, Riz, roll me 1.
Mine was also an 18.
Okay. It's good enough. These zombies, they're getting restless. They're not going upstairs yet. But you're seeing that, like, at some point while people weren't watching, some of these ground floor doors have been broken in.
I will.
And some of the undead are moving in and out of them.
I lean background, not caring what point in the conversation there is right now, and just like, guys, we need to shit or get off the pot. And we need to do it now.
Activity below or something else?
They're moving.
Let's move to the central control room and let's do it quietly.
We can keep talking there.
I pat Larry 2 times on the chest, like pretty heftily. Let's go.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, while moving past, I'll just, another hey, I'm sorry, and just
So you guys are moving to blue building.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So out onto the roof of the overflow, along the blue walkway to central computing and communications.
All right. So what were you saying, Marius?
I just said sorry again to Larry. That's it.
Okay.
Are we stealthing through this, you guys?
I think we should.
Like to.
Pass
Yeah.
without a trace.
Is that
I'm
plus
just
5?
indicating where we're going.
Plus
And-
10.
I'm just putting me
Thank you.
here. I am going to go as far as the 30 feet away from Lay will allow. Just scouting
damn.
out ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing a dexterity cleric.
32 on stealth.
28.
So you
30.
guys
34.
How dare.
pretty easy to sneak up here.
It's more the noise
Um,
factor.
Yeah, no one's being too nuts. Based on what I've heard or am looking at.
Like, where's our low, I think.
How did you do that?
How did you do that?
Did you
So
roll
20?
a 0?
10's
No.
average. 10's average.
No, 10.
No, but I'm
Total?
wondering how you
After
got
the
a
plus
10.
Natural 1
Natural
plus
one.
4 minus
Minus
5
one.
because
Yeah.
natural 1
Yeah.
Yeah.
plus 10.
Oh my god.
Aw.
Okay.
You still did average though.
Yeah.
Yay.
Like considering
Ten's-
that's the worst you could do, you did pretty alright.
Yeah.
At least I didn't trip over another walkway and break it.
Yeah,
So-
right.
Next time we're picking you up.
All right. Thanks again, everyone, knowing the rules. Because that's a house rule. Anyone who doesn't watch, if you roll a nat 20 on a skill check, you get a plus 5. If you roll a nat 1, you have a minus 5.
It's a treat.
It's very good, actually.
It's very good.
It makes it more fun. Rule of fun.
It does.
That's how you can get a minus 8 to initiative.
That's how you practice your
Mhm.
math.
Dead
No one's
stares
had a
at the
minus
camera.
8. I think the worst we've had is a minus 3.
That was without the minus 5.
Yeah.
How did you have? Wait, did
You
someone
nat
have a
one.
fucking minus 4 before the minus 5?
Or the synaptic static.
Did you? No, you rolled a natural 1 that day, didn't you? And there was synaptic static, which gave you a minus.
Oh,
It
yes.
was
Yeah.
minus
Okay.
3 before the minus 5, so minus 8.
We've had
Okay.
She knows. Look
Synaptic
at that
status.
face. She knows what
Synaptic-
happened.
Okay. I was wondering. Anyways, so yeah. So everyone's moving?
I'm either first or last. I think we had other people stealthing out ahead, so I'll be bringing up the rear.
So you guys make it out onto the roof of the building the office is on top of. And you make it over to the walkway to this center building. It has a few pillars underneath it. It has 5. But it is above every other building.
I don't like how specific that is.
Sorry, when I figured these, part of the problem of why we didn't have this before
Yeah.
was because I spent a long time
That's fine, David.
in engineering college,
Yeah.
So it has to be right, or I'm like, God damn it.
So
No,
sorry.
That's so valid.
So Simon is somewhere in the middle, am I hearing? Or I'm just...
Anyways,
I'm
you
just
guys are walking up the stairs. You get into the building. Nothing's there, but you pretty quickly realize that this is a highly technical building.
So everything's...
This
Okay.
place controls everything else.
All right. I look at Simon. I look at Riz. We got to figure this out.
Are there any kind of manuals or anything?
Give me an investigate.
I'll help.
All right. One of you can roll with advantage.
We can always start ripping.
Please don't.
No. I just... Yeah, I
19.
also...
19? You find several manuals.
What language are they in?
Dwarven?
Are you good with Dwarven, Simon? Cool. Me too.
Shit.
So.
All right. So you guys find 5 manuals.
Pick one.
They're each about 400 pages.
Is there one that indicates it's to do with the staff or like the automated personnel?
There's none of them deal with automated personnel.
Okay.
How about defenses?
They deal with defenses. But just looking out the windows, you pretty quickly understand the defenses they're talking about are not relevant to what you're seeing. And everyone looking at these manuals together is able to understand that these manuals and the defenses they're talking about do not take into account the government requisitioning this building.
In all of the sifting through the paperwork that Simon and I were doing, looking for blueprints and stuff like that, was there anything that mentioned the government requisition? Because that was the shit that was being shredded.
What was the with advantage?
When we did that investigation, looking for the blueprints, wasn't it like a 19 or a 20? No, it was a 22, wasn't it, Alex? 22 or 24?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. Both of those are good enough. Any of the 3. 19 is good enough. So what I will say, if you're willing to take the time, it's going to be the thing on it. Is this going to take a few hours?
How many walkways are there out of this fucking central building? 4.
So the central building is pretty much connected to everything else. So these red squares here are just stairway platforms. They're nothing else. They're just to connect to everything else. So this center blue building has 4 entrances that people could come from at any time.
Did it seem like the zombies were all aware of us up here and just hadn't made their way up here yet, or like they didn't notice yet?
They were just kind of bumbling around on the ground floor, not doing anything.
Okay.
Nothing's messing with this top stuff at all.
Any kind of roof hatches, skylights, anything above us?
Nothing above.
There is no window or anything above us.
There's windows for lighting, but nothing like just spending a little bit of time, it's clear it doesn't open.
Okay, just checking for a point of egress for us or ingress for anything else.
Mel?
I'm just I just wanted to say that I am looking at through the entrance and keeping an eye out because I don't know shit about technical things anyway, so might as well make myself useful.
So there are 4 entrances
Okay.
to this building.
Let's
Okay.
say the one we came from, and I will post Fearwald.
That's going to be over here.
Okay, I will post Fearwald. Well, not post him. Actual. I'm having him like kind of circle around, and
Yeah, you could fly overhead if you wanted. The walkways are outside, so I'd be able to see.
Yeah, he could get high enough above you that he could see all the entrances.
Well, there you go. I just don't want to be super blind, realistically, unless someone else is not vigilant.
Okay.
At
So
night.
that's basically going to require you being in this dead center of the building and Fearwald being directly above you.
Okay, so to clarify, if Simon and Riz are tackling the manuals with Gertie's help, that leaves Larry, Mac, Lay available to watch entrances.
Larry's
As well
cool
as
with watching an entrance.
As well as
by
Fairwald,
himself.
obviously, eye on the sky.
Yeah.
Is there any differentiation inside this building that keeps us from being able to be in contact with each other as we watch different exits?
It's pretty open. There's some. It's kind of like cubicle in the sense that the divisions are not complete. There's there's cover. From any entrance, you guys can retreat to cover. Good. But it doesn't disrupt your ability to communicate with each other.
Okay.
Great. Okay, my next thought is that we could collapse some of these ingresses. Team defense, we could collapse some of these ingresses, but then we cannot get out those ways either unless we're spotted. That's a whole lot of noise that might attract attention. I'm thinking just watching now. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
We could barricade if you wanted. We've got enough cover in here. We could possibly move some shit around and close off 1 or 2 of these doors so we don't have as much to watch.
If you guys watch well enough, I will say the only ways to get up to your level are within your view from the very start.
And sorry, Mel first.
Oh yeah, no, I just wanted to clarify. Did Marius need to like look through Fairwall to be able to have him do the perimeter? Because that requires
you're doing that. You're keeping an eye on the perimeter.
Okay, I guess I'm just doing that like a weird trust exercise in the middle of this room then.
Do you have to work, or can you just be alerted by your familiar?
You can do both, right? The familiar is smart enough that if you go, hey, keep an eye out for zombie dwarfs moving upstairs.
Yeah. I know, I just want to clarify that so I know what Marius's state is like, so he can't, because else he wouldn't be able to respond to shit.
You're able to, you're saving yourself for this type of interaction, but you're able to help with other people's goals.
Okay.
Cool.
Jade.
Are these doors big enough to get a giant owl out of?
Yes.
Good.
Cool.
Fabulous. I like having an escape plan. That's great.
All right.
David.
Yes.
When we get inside, I would like to do something before I take a watch.
Okay.
I'd like to go to the center of this whole goddamn room.
I'm gonna say this isn't really a watch. You guys basically woke up, spent 2 hours talking, and then moved over here.
No, I mean before we take our watches at the doorways.
Okay.
Take up a watch position.
Informal watch here.
Okay. You've secured the building. What am I looking at?
So, is the whole room within 30 feet of me if I stand here?
No, this isn't to scale. This is This is a bit bigger than what it actually is.
Okay, then in the next 10 minutes, basically, I'm gonna start walking around like a big magic scanner with detect magic on to see if I can catch anything around the room.
Okay, it's gonna be a bit difficult. So one of the things, do you have any kind of engineering technology or anything like that?
Just wish they just wish
Skills
they did.
that you want to have it.
Yeah.
I'll say this. You would know this. This is basic stuff. This is like understanding that, like, if you're obsessed with cars, knowing that combustion engines involve explosions. Like,
Okay.
it's not the greatest knowledge, but you know at least this. And what you know at least on this is that something like this is highly technical.
Okay.
And that's going to mean a lot of magical devices on like a minor level.
Okay.
Basically, the way the world worked before the end of the catastrophe wars is that people had for thousands of years reached the maximum amount that magic could change. They reached magic's full potential. And this was what caused the wars. People wanted to do more than what they could.
Okay.
And so they fought each other over the resource of magic. This also resulted in innovation in the sense that wherever they could, you sort of had everyone trying to figure out how to make technology help magic along. The whole point was to make magic more efficient. And so as you walk around here, you notice dozens of minor magical devices.
Okay.
It's the equivalent of noticing major circuits in a system.
Yeah.
This isn't anything unexpected.
All right. Well, okay. So I don't detect anything in particular. It's just there's definitely like the whole technical side of things. Everything seems to be
As kind of per usual in a highly technical area, you're finding dozens of magical microchips.
Okay. All right. So yeah, when that's done, I'm just gonna go find a spot and make myself cozy. There is something else I would like to do, but I'll do that later. I've talked enough.
Okay. So you guys are here. You have access to sort of the heart of this area, and nothing else is up here with you.
Time to get a grip with what we're dealing with, then.
Forget my trust issues, but forgive.
Time to settle in and watch for a few hours. Let these guys figure it out. This is worth the time. This is what we're here for. Everybody stay calm.
I know Mel is possibly just being Mel about it. Can I insight check Marius to see how nervous Marius is about having to periodically go blind to check on the outside?
Okay, sure, go ahead.
19.
All right. Marius, how nervous are you about that? Does a 19 protect you from this level of insight?
I'm just trying to suss out if it's just Mel joking about trustful exercises or whether Marius is feeling a little bit vulnerable.
I mean, Marius is definitely a lot more chill about it than I would be.
Yeah,
he's,
yeah.
I mean, you're like he knows a lot of you, but like then there's Larry and there's a lot of undead, so I mean he'd be a little nervous about like being
Okay.
both blinded and
He's
deafened.
not open.
Then I will take the manual that I'm looking at and sort of just fucking sit next to Marius on the floor and just lean against his legs so he knows I'm there.
Okay. Tom?
I kind of started looking at the devices, see if there are
Okay.
like some small portion.
Give me an investigate check.
Okay. Oh boy. All good.
Do you have any tool proficiencies?
I have thieves tools, cartographer's tools, disguise kit, forgery kit. But I have expertise in investigation.
Okay.
So I got 24.
Okay.
With a 14.
You spend some time looking at the readouts here. And you notice that this building that has the frozen bird above it and sort of the frozen smoke column, it has more power being shunted to it than it should. It's in an overload state. And what I will say as you begin to investigate what's going on here.
So who's at what entrance as well? I know Marius has to be in the middle. Jadenet is feeling nervous and would like to know where everybody is.
It's a good thought.
Because Larry's on one, and then we've got Mac, Lay. That's it. We've not, because Simon's looking at manuals as well.
Larry.
Yeah.
What I will say is you figure out that this mining facility has its own power generation. Like it generates its own electricity. It also has its own water treatment. And these things are to the bottom of the map of you. Straight south of you is the power plant. Southwest is water treatment, and it's the bigger building. And there's in fact a building above water treatment in the red, above water treatment. You have a bunch of pipes leading from water treatment to the mine itself, which is the building to the west of you. And the building to the north of you seems to have too much power being shunted to it. This is the building that the government took over. It had been some kind of a warehouse before.
So this building and the one up above us is getting more power then.
It's also where the frozen bird is.
Yeah. I say that to the group. And I ask Larry.
Yeah?
Larry. No, not Larry.
Larry,
yeah.
Sorry.
Why would I expect Gertie to talk to me?
Fuck Larry, right?
Come over here.
Huh? Sorry, what was that?
Come over here.
Oh, yeah.
Can you go to the other place?
The shadow plane? Yeah.
Do you ever remember? There.
I'm mostly in control.
Do you remember what you see there?
I always remember, but sometimes the instincts of the dog is more powerful than my own instincts.
Go there now.
If I'm leaving my body, I need to know that people are watching it. If I think people aren't, I'm gonna stop.
I will.
Okay.
Can I let you know when to come back? Can I touch you and you'll know it?
Give me a slap. So what am I doing?
Look,
Because
look if there is anything out of the ordinary, and if you can go north.
It'll just be a dog. Once I start, it'll just be a dog. It's like perfectly explaining your plan to a dog.
I understand. Just report whatever you see. Come back.
Okay. So I'm investigating
anything.
Where though? Where do I start?
Here. Then go
here.
north.
Go to the frozen building?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Larry will kind of fall in on his plan. Because he doesn't exactly trust Gertie to watch over him. And tell you that he's gonna go dog mode and investigate this building to the north.
Beast mode.
Does
Okay,
anyone
Larry.
have any objection?
You live your best life, man.
Okay. And you're able to snap back whenever you like?
Normally, I will say that I'm concerned that I won't be able to because of whatever time stuff is going on.
I think it's a bad idea when we're all in the middle of trying to accomplish other goals to wander off and split the party, but what do I know?
Tell you what, look, we're reading the manuals, right? We're trying to suss out this. Give him an hour. 1 hour. Then we wake you up.
Yeah,
but the thing is, last time we tried to bounce something back from this area of whatever the fuck time is doing, it took 4 hours to come back.
It'll be a fucking shadow.
As long as my body isn't dead, I can come back. If you guys need to run, just carry me.
Yeah.
All right. Larry will go shadow dog mode. And you all watch as the shadow dog runs down the stairs.
I'm leaving him to it and going back to my fucking manual that I'm looking at.
And walks a good distance towards the center of this building north of you before it freezes.
Yeah.
And about an hour later, Larry wakes up and the dog disappears.
No.
I can't hear you. I can't hear anyone.
There we go. Is David back?
Hooray!
Hey, what's going on?
There
just
we
went away.
spontaneously
for a
lost
long time.
sound.
Minutes.
I love how some of you just carried on talking.
Yeah, it took a second.
I had everyone's. You know what? People make fun at the same rate as usual, so it just seemed like normal stuff to me. No, what I was saying was, through watching this, you're able to determine that whatever the radius is of this time freeze is smaller than the building itself. You can get into the building. You can see what's going on.
Okay.
But whatever the time freeze is between the bat and Larry, you have a solid radius because this is two different angles of approach.
Is it a bubble?
You only have 2 points.
Yeah,
You can make
don't
a
quite know
circle
that.
between 2 points.
Yeah.
You'll need a third.
We have where the bat entered, we have the smoke is exiting, and we have where the dog went in. That's 3 so far.
We also have the
So,
bird.
An arrow? Because
We also have the bird.
oh, the arrow. I forgot about that. The bird's in the middle of this shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Whatever's going on, the bird got caught in whatever it did not expect to be caught in. I forgot about the arrow. So I will say between the arrow, Larry, and the bat, you are able to determine this is a circle.
A circle or a dome?
Is it a cylinder?
Yeah, that's a good point.
They
Cylinder.
kind of so more dome
More dome.
than it's at least a half dome. You don't know if it extends below ground,
Yeah, okay.
but above ground it's a dome.
Okay.
That would be a dome, else it'd be a sphere. Sorry.
Well,
Shut
we
the
don't know.
fuck up.
No, never. I've tried several times.
No, I agree. I deserve to be called out. Geometry is something I learned a long time ago, and I should have gotten the words right. I'm speaking my native language, and I got corrected by someone who is not a native English speaker. I
Debatable.
deserve all my shit. So, anyways,
Nay would like you.
there might be a sphere. There's definitely a dome.
What you got, Nairi?
Just I wanted to let you know that I'd like to do something while all the research shit's going on.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, you're at the bottom of my screen. Like I have 2 rows and then you,
You're
so
bottom.
I kind of forget you're there.
Wow, rude.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Jeez.
No, but I understand. That's why I have it on the bigger view.
I have it on a big as a view as I can get.
No, instead of gallery
The
view, I
speaker
have
view.
the speaker view, which increases everything and puts everyone at the top.
What's that?
Yeah,
Speaker
but
view.
it'll just put Mel as the big one right now because he's got the
You
yellow
can
box.
pin.
Oh,
You can
bullshit.
pin
I
whoever
don't
you
know.
want.
Oh, you can pin who you want. Interesting.
No,
Yeah.
you can make
you all
me
need to
big all
look
the
at me
time.
always.
We don't need this nonsense. Okay.
Okay. So, first things first. When I'm sitting, I'm gonna fucking sit by the doorway, and I'm gonna check out the bird first of all, like the egg.
Okay. You're
Egg.
checking. Oh, the egg.
My egg.
Okay. That's not a bird. That's an egg.
Yeah, just egg. Bird cage. Egg. Egg.
The bird did
The egg.
come first, or the egg did come first this time.
Okay, so what are you checking out?
Just you
You
it's
bring
like,
out the cage. There's a crystalline blue egg, navy blue.
oh, it's so beautiful. Does it look the same as when I first got it? Has it changed in appearance at all?
No
Okay.
change.
What about like how does it feel temperature wise?
A little colder than room temperature.
Did it always
I
feel that
don't
way?
know how, but I did not anticipate this question.
I was gonna say your thoughtful face was glorious. It was like what is it like?
folks at home, even if you are as thorough as a DM as David is, your players will fuck you over.
I'm not thorough. Here's the thing, you guys. I internalize as much of the world as I can, but you will never be a whole world.
No, but you, as a DM, you are very thorough and detailed.
I'm good at bullshitting.
Doesn't matter.
Anyways.
Doesn't matter. It's
So
it's
you
good.
got a slightly colder than room temperature egg
So
made out of crystal.
was it? Did it feel like that at the start, or was it warmer than that?
Have you felt it before?
Can we do a high or low on that?
No. Have you
Okay.
felt it before? This is up to you.
I expect like every time I check on it, I would do this sort of thing, like just make sure everything's
You
okay.
checked on it before.
I think I've said I would.
Yeah, when they got it.
During rests and stuff. So yeah.
It's up to you. If you think you've touched this egg before.
Yes.
Just fondle the egg.
Okay. You touch the egg again. Seems pretty much like it did before.
Okay. Okay, because I know it's not supposed to be at a certain temperature. Okay. And slightly colder than room, yeah?
Yeah.
Before I die from a cold for some reason, how cold or warm is the room?
For some reason. Okay. Oh shit. I don't have my weather map pulled up because I anticipated it only being one day.
Oh no.
Oh god.
I knew I had an egg.
No, it's not too bad.
Is it freezing conditions?
No.
Okay.
No, you're well into springtime right now. You may have the occasional freeze, but a freeze, you're pretty much guaranteed that any kind of freeze you have will only last a couple of hours.
Okay.
And it will be unusual for it to get that cold.
Okay. If ever that does happen, David, please let me know.
Okay.
Because I have an egg to protect.
Yeah.
It's a sentence I never thought I would say in my life.
Keep it tucked on your feet so it doesn't roll onto the ice.
Damn it, Sarah.
That was excellent.
No.
It was a good joke.
No, veto. No.
Listen, I'm cracking myself
Nil
up.
point. Nil point. Zero.
Let's stop, or
I'm just
this
here
is going
shelling
to
out
become an existential crisis.
Fuck
So
off.
yeah, you're pretty good. Yeah. So the egg's doing okay. Nothing worries you about the egg.
All right. In that case, I'll spend the rest of the time while I'm sitting there, tinkering with just a bunch of parts that I have. Except, I'm gonna send you a picture of what I'm gonna try and put together.
Okay. I'm gonna say that you don't have enough time to put together whatever you're trying to.
No, it's more like just make progress on. I don't want to put something together right now. Just it's like knitting. I just want to get as much done as I can.
Yeah. You have a goal. This is your goal.
Mm-hmm.
You're working your way there.
Okay.
The time you spend on it is productive, but you don't have what you want.
Okay.
And where the hell is my weather map? This is what you guys all sign up for, right? David.
Yes.
And we do it
David
again.
scrolling through his Yahoo saved searches.
And as I said, and we do it again.
Yes.
Always here for it.
Anyways, so okay. You're all up here. You get here like midday. So you guys got plenty of time to figure out what you figured out. There's a frozen thing here. You're basically in a control center. And you're figuring out there's regulated water pressures, power stuff. This place is functional. All the machinery seems to work. There's just this group of alarm switches. And that's that building north of you, wherever this time freeze is. You can get into it. You guys could get into it now without dealing with any of the zombies below you.
Can I turn off the power for it?
Yeah.
Before, do you say that's what you're doing?
Yeah.
Because those zombies will storm us.
I was just gonna say, like, what are you doing? Like, wait,
Turning off power for
don't,
the northern.
not yet.
Yeah.
Like, you ever like take a fucking backlock out of something where there's pressure behind it? You don't know what's gonna happen if we shut it off. It could explode.
What are you going to do then? Walk through a time freeze.
We're trying to. Sorry, that was Jade's nervous reflection of an accent right there. Really sorry.
That was good. That was a good accent.
Thank you. We need to, like. I'm not saying we never do it. I'm just saying, give it a moment.
Let's just see what the time freeze is first, because I think what people want.
Is there anything more we've managed to discern from looking through these manuals, comparing with the stuff that we've got from the shit that was pulled from the
About
filing cabinets in the office?
90% of the power and water is being funneled to this building.
Right. If we know where the edge of the barrier is, then we should go look before we shut the power off. Just in case it does something.
From the observation you guys have had, you have observed the barrier, and you guys can get into the building.
That's what I mean. So we can go into the building and look and see through. Because based on how far the dome appears to extend up, if it's a regular sized dome, how big is it? How big is this dome? Like radius?
Big.
100 feet radius, 100 foot radius, 200 foot radius?
Closer to 100 foot.
Okay, but in theory, if we were on one side of it, we'll be able to get an actual eye line on something if it's barring anything else.
If it's a radius, it's closer to 100 foot. You guys don't know the full shape of it.
But based on what we can determine.
Can we have the points of entry? I mean, Marius is a dumb shit, but I'll just throw this out. Can we have those drawn on the map?
Oh, what, where are... Oh, into the green room, into the...
Yeah, no, the points of the points. Sorry, my bad wording on my part. The points that we know where the
Oh, the edges are.
The edges are of the radius. Yes.
Okay.
Just so we have a little bit of a clue as players.
You guys have kind of around the giant bird.
Cool.
Towards the edge of the building as well. So basically, you would want to approach through this building up here.
Would it be possible to drop a vague circle on David?
Yeah,
of
or
what
at
we
least
know?
just draw the points where we know time is wonky, just like the place where Larry entered, and
I'm
if they're walled in.
sure. I'm sure it is. What do we got?
Just
How do I
nice.
do anything, you guys?
Pencil.
Shut the fuck up.
Just trying to help, man. No one appreciates me.
I hate anyone who gives me advice, and I hate everyone who doesn't give me advice. So,
Misanthropy get exhausting.
Just trying to help. I'll just stay here.
No, okay. I don't know how to do this. So,
if you click them, I will draw a point on it.
No, I can figure this out.
Somebody, while he's
Draw
figuring
shape.
stuff out, refresh
Here we
me
go.
on what exactly we're doing. I thought half the group was watching and half the group was doing science, but we haven't done science, and I don't know what you're
No,
doing.
we have been looking through the manuals. That's how
Yeah,
we
and
sussed out
I've
that
been
90%
watching.
of the power is going to there. We haven't really been able to suss out anything to do with the miners, but we have been able to determine that it's not part of the regulation operating of the facility.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
That is what we managed to get out of the manuals. So
I got the fair walk going on.
I'm gonna go with these 3 squares that I've drawn are where the
edges we know.
The edges you guys have interacted with through arrow, bat, and otherwise.
Thank you.
Good
David.
color for this.
Frozen bird itself. I chose a different color, you guys. There's
It's fine.
only so many colors I can choose.
It's fine.
I'm just giving you shit. I'm happy for these squares, David. Don't kill my character.
So
But
mm-hmm.
I will say that you guys are aware that this building, at least part of it, is not in the radius.
Okay.
At least where the entrance is not in the radius.
Any difference in behavior from the undead work crew?
No, it's still, they're pretty much just, they've
moving in and out of doors, but not.
Yeah, they're kind of exploring the ground floor. It's one of those things that, like, in the next 24 hours, you might be in trouble.
Are any of them going into the ground floor of the blue building? Or are they giving it a wide berth?
Of blue buildings?
The north one.
The blue building. It doesn't have a ground floor.
Oh, it's on stilts. Gotcha.
It's on stilts, and it's above everything else. So these red buildings are on top of the ground floor. They're built on top of buildings.
Yeah.
For the most part. The blue building itself is on stilts and is above.
And the light blue building is the ground floor.
Yeah, the turquoise.
Yeah, are any of the crew going in and out of the northmost turquoise building, or are they giving it a wide berth?
So they're giving it a wide berth. What's your passive? Let me check.
To be fair, I shouldn't be asking that question because I'm not.
This is enough interest for the group that as they approach some of these approach the entrance to the time frozen building on the ground floor.
There it is.
Yep, you're back.
About to say, Tom.
Yep.
Can we change up the server again? Just
Sure. It's been red before. It's red now. Like I don't know where.
Exit.
Okay.
But
USE.
You're over the course of the couple hours that you watch, you're able to determine that a few of these zombies try and enter this building that has the time freeze in it. and you can't really see it very well. But there's noises of combat that occur.
There's noises of combat coming from within the building.
Yeah, whatever security is happening, it's keeping these zombies out as well.
Okay. What I'll say is on making that bit of realization, as it's 25 past 11 my time, should we maybe,
Yeah.
like, as it's now 1/2 midnight for Tom and Mel and beyond that for Nairi, as we're playing next week, maybe leave it there?
Yeah, I think that's a good. So real quick. So we're leaving it. People kind of know what's.
I feel like
Getting
that's
into the
fair.
building?
Yeah, I think we haven't really made the decision yet, but we're talking about it going into it.
Mm-hmm.
Special for me if we were still kind of parked where we were and could start from there next week because I've been having a little trouble tracking.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you guys are up in this kind of control room. You've defined most of the parameters of this time freeze, and you want to move in to the building to see what's going on. And we'll pick up there next week.
Cool.
Thanks for everyone.
Thank you for running game, David.
Thank you, David. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Man, there's a lot of tension here.
Yeah, and thanks for
And thank
watching.
you anyone that's watched us in chat. We really appreciate you hanging out with us.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
See you next Monday.
Next week. Bye.
Yeah.
Woo!